Hello, everybody. Who's Noggin? I'm Noggin. Look at that Snog. Snog with rum. Carbs. I need a little sugar and alcohol tonight because it's Star Wars night. Let's let the song finish out. Dum 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 dum. All right. Okay. Song needs to like kind of go out. Should start now. All right, everybody. Welcome back to SketchCraft Gaming. Every now and then we do a podcast where we just talk video games and shit. What is going on? Holy smokes. Okay, you know what? Something's not right here.
You tell me what's going on, sir.
Wesley. The song won't stop playing.
Okay.
I guess now we just have to sit here and deal with this, right? It's not supposed to go this long. It's just not supposed to go this long. You know, song? Just sit back and let the song finish. I'm gonna have to fix this. It's not supposed to play this long. And let's see how many people we can lose in the stream who are annoyed at the song. I wonder how long this thing will go. Thank you, theme song. I got. You know, this is what happens, Wesley, when we don't use the tools long enough. They just break, right?
Suppose so. Did it stop? I can't hear it on my end.
Whoa, now I can't hear you for shit. Did you change your mic?
Nope.
You sounded great. Now you sound like, you know, in Star Wars when they're coming over the intercom.
I don't know. I don't know.
Everything broke. Live, folks. Let me disconnect from Wesley and reconnect really quick. Let's see if that works. How about that? Let's try this again, folks. Wesley, are you there?
Do I sound better?
Yeah, you sound better. So, who knows what was going on there. All right, everybody. I'm trying to talk about video games, but the universe has its own plan. So, once every week, month, year, I don't know, whenever we get around to it, news stacks up, and I like to talk about video games, because if I don't, I'll just sit on the phone with Wesley doing this. So, we record it, we talk about it. Joining me tonight is Wesley Rusher. Where are you working these days, Wesley?
I do PR for a PC company called NZXT. We make accessories for PC gamers and builders.
Nice. And you used to do PR for gaming companies.
Yeah, I did PR for like Konami and Sony Online Entertainment, and other little companies here and there.
Alrighty, well, so now we got the bona fides out the way. Let's just talk some gaming news. I want to start off with my favorite subject, Nintendo. Because, you know, with Nintendo, it's always 2 steps forward, 1 long-ass step back. So, on the forward momentum, they finally announced, Wesley, something I've been waiting for the longest time. Super Nintendo World, the theme park addition into Universal Studios. I've been saying for the longest time, Nintendo needs a theme park. This is before the Wii U. And then when they came out with Nintendo Land, that little Wii Sports kind of like theme parky kind of like thing that packed in with the Wii U, I was like, there's a step forward. But they actually announced that they're going to do it fully unveiled. Let's see if I can grab a picture of the concept art. Super
Yeah,
Nintendo.
I guess it's hitting Japan first and then coming to US sometime next year, maybe?
They said by 2020. So
okay.
who knows how long it's going to take.
That's why I said maybe, but Yeah, it's supposed to come with the Universal Studios Japan, Tokyo, wherever that is. I don't know, somewhere in Japan, and then we get it later. But for Florida and California, which is pretty dope.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So this is pretty cool. I've been looking forward to something like this for the longest time. I have never gone to Universal Studios because it was like if I was going to go to that or Disneyland or Disney World, I'd rather just
So my only concern with Universal Studios Hollywood is it's not very big.
oh, they're going to
Like,
buy that
uh,
land out next to them. Like that's
yeah, they're gonna have
yeah.
to do something with it. Universal Studios Florida is huge. They have the whole like back lot, and I mean it's a back lot, I guess, in Hollywood too. And I mean I think they're starting to eat into that. Like they don't do that like classic tour as much. But I haven't been to Universal Studios since almost like 20 years, and I
Right.
live like an hour from it.
Yeah. So, but this will get me to go. So one way or the other, man. I'll just have to sell some sketches. But this was cool. And they still haven't announced any official rides and shit, but obviously we're gonna get castles, and I guess we're all hoping one day we'll get some Zelda shit, right? Like basically, is the
Yeah.
hope.
Do you think it's interesting that they decided to call it Super Nintendo Land as opposed to just Nintendo? Or,
Super Nintendo World.
yeah.
No, I mean Super Couch for it,
Well,
right? Put Super in
yeah.
front of it sounds.
Should
they
have called it
obviously,
Ultra Nintendo World.
they obviously subscribe to the SketchCraft podcast, Wesley. So that was a step forward, and now let's get one more step forward, and another step forward. Nintendo finally shipped out today Super Mario Run on the mobile. So they're what do you call that? Shareholders can be pleased that Nintendo is finally putting something on mobile, right?
Yeah, hopefully their stock jumps up like it did for Pokemon this time, and people actually realize that Nintendo actually owns this game.
Now for the step back, right? Uh, need a internet connection to play the game. You need to be connected to your Wi-Fi and your data to run the game. And that's I mean, look, is it the biggest deal? It's what's weird to me about this, Wesley, is on one hand, like the game also includes friend codes, and some people were like, "This is ridiculous, friend codes," and it's not the only option for connecting with people. But like the thing is they always bring up the kids. Well, it's to protect the kids, and kids don't always have Facebook, and they don't have Twitter, and like the friend codes help the kids. And I'm like, how does the always on the internet or having the data always help the kids? Like, do they also have their own data plans? Like, like I don't know, man, dude. I know it's been like the longest running joke with Nintendo. Like, they always do something cool, but there's a catch. But I'm really starting to believe it. Like I don't really give a shit about the game personally because I don't play games on my mobile phone. I just use phone to update the Twitters and the Facebooks and Instagrams and stuff. I don't like mobile games. So the only one I kind of liked was Pen and Paper. Pen and Paper, the Knights of Pen and Paper. I like that. Um, but have you had a chance to play Super Mario Run yet, Wesley, or you just been hunkered down?
Um, I will never get a chance to play this unless it comes to Android because I am not an iPhone user.
Yeah, your call quality is dipping. I wonder why.
Well, that would have to do with Verizon.
Hmm.
Sure. Let me switch to Wi-Fi, see if that helps.
Yeah, let's see if that helps. Speaking of data plans, this has been the night of technical glitches. Hector in the forum, in the chat room, Leon's in the chat room, Tomislav's in the chat room. What's up? JD, Street Fighter soundtrack. No, that's some music I paid for a long time ago. I made a 20-second version. For some reason, it was playing the full 3-minute version. So, I don't know. I don't know how that worked out. Wesley, are you back? Oh, nope. Wesley's call dropped. He'll figure it out. So, yeah, folks, at the end of the day, I'm waiting for the Nintendo Switch like everyone else. If you're a Nintendo fan, I'm just wondering what the catch is going to be. Like, it's going to come with, like what? Like, they're going to give me something I really like, but, Like with the Wii U, they're gonna give you HD gaming, except you're gonna have to download it using. You have to download DLC or updates using their network, which makes the PlayStation Network look like fucking Google Fiber, Or their shitty ass fucking. I'll be honest with you, I'm not like a user interface whore, or Nazi or whatever you want to call it. But the whole like Wii U thing where you got the little Mii's and you walk around and shit, I fucking hate that. Let's see if we can get back with Wesley. 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 Not making this easy tonight for me, Wesley.
Hey, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. This is the
Okay.
most technically challenged episode in the history of SketchCraft, I think.
Sure,
If
I switched connections this time. I'm on my computer now, so let's get
please
that.
never
Oh.
use your phone for that, please. If I had known, I would have begged you to not do that. Okay, let's move forward. You have any thoughts on this whole mobile app thing? Like Wesley, you're more into the. You'll play games on your phone before I will.
So I don't know if you heard the last thing I was saying, but I was saying that the whole online only thing doesn't bug me. It's the whole like friend code thing. Doing it for the kiddies when most. I mean, I know a lot of kids have cell phones, but you got to imagine that the user base that this is appealing to is mostly adults or people that grew up with Nintendo, and should be catered more towards that.
It's not the only way, though. Friend codes, right? They're just like one of the
Yeah.
things. So I guess if you're hooked up to Twitter or Facebook, you can do that shit too. I don't know, guys. Like, here's the thing: I'm talking about it because it's a big deal, but I give two fucks about the fucking
I
Nintendo
would
on a
play
on a
it
phone.
if it was on Android. I would play it. Runner games are I like runner games to some extent. I played the Rayman game. I played Bit Trip Runner. So sure, a Mario game could be fun. You can play it with one hand. Pretty simple. But yeah, I don't play a whole lot of mobile games either. But I wouldn't drop $10 on it.
It's
I
ten
drop
dollars, right?
I'd drop like $2 maybe $3 tops.
They got to know that their money. They're like Square. Like Square is the only other person I know who goes around and charges $20 for a game on mobile. And it's like the mobile trick is to drive your stock up. You know what I mean? Like it's not. Look, it's a big scam, as far as I'm concerned. I equate mobile gaming like it's one step below slot machines because at least with slot machines, there's a chance for you to get your money back. I was reading a story this week about a guy who embezzled a shitload of money from his company, and it was like $5 million over a period of
Oh
time.
yeah, yeah, yeah. He spent
Yeah,
like $1 million.
he spent $1 million on Game of War alone, just Game of War. Wesley?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, it sounded like you cut out. But that useless fucking commercial that always pops up every Super Bowl with some Victoria's Secret model, you
Kate
know,
Upton.
whatever, dude. It can one of many faceless drone model chicks I don't give a shit about. So,
I had a buddy who worked for that company, and yeah, he was very, very, very happy when he left.
hmm. Yeah, I'm not surprised, man. Like Zynga and everything else, I don't like them, man. Look, imagine this, folks. Dropping $1 million on a game and getting nothing in return other than, I mean, more stuff. I mean, like, what is that? That isn't a slot machine. It's not. It's like below gambling, right? Like, should you ever be able to drop $1 million on one game? Like, I just don't know, man. I look at that and I'm like, you fucking deserve it. If you're dumb enough to fucking do that, then congratulations. But anyway, any other thoughts on the Super Mario Run before we move on, Wesley?
No, just, when it makes it to Android, I'll give it a whirl.
Good for you. And one last Nintendo note: Miyamoto did an interview. This comes from Destructoid. I want to bring this up because this harkens to something I've been talking about for a long time. Let me bring this up on the feed. Desktop. There we go. Come on. Load Destruct. You know, Destructoid is just not. It's not
And
doing me
speaking
any
of
favors.
Miyamoto, did you see him on Jimmy Fallon sitting
I
in the
did see
crowd?
it. Yeah, that was funny.
It
He,
is like
he,
the whole
he
like
gives him
thumbs
the
down to
thumbs
thumbs
down.
up.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I've seen everybody flip that to going from thumbs up to thumb down. They're like,
Mm.
"Hey Miyamoto, how are Wii U sales? Thumbs up, thumbs down."
Oh yeah, it's the best meme gifs, whatever you call those,
Yeah.
since the DS with the printing the money out their mouths, like Iwata, you know, which no one does anymore since he died because it's depressing. But so Miyamoto did an interview where he, in a soundbite, says, "I like Minecraft really more from the perspective of the fact that I really feel that it's something we should have made. We had actually done a lot of experiments that were similar to that back in the Nintendo 64 days and had some designs that were very similar. It's really impressive to me to see how they've been able to take that idea and turn it into a product." Okay, I want to start with this. So, this is really interesting. So, Nintendo says that, Minecraft's a game we should have made. And I agree. When I first played it, I'm like, this is like a Nintendo game, except in a few different ways. One, I love that we did something like that. Like I did some shit like that, but we never released it. Then one, it doesn't count. Two, they didn't turn it into an idea or a product. Notch did. One dude. You know what I mean? One dude.
Hmm.
And he did it by what? Releasing the alpha, giving people the opportunity to mod it, and letting people record a shitload of Let's Play videos. Three things they never would have done. Like they could have made Minecraft or Mecraft, whatever you want to call it, and it never would have taken off. Like they're fucking they're guys. I'm not a big like YouTube snob, right? Where it's like, we YouTube and they're not letting us record videos. But what Nintendo does with their Let's Play fucking shit is really ridiculous. Like when they came out with Mario Maker, all the guys that had been making their own custom Mario levels and showing them off before that game was out were DMCA'd off the fucking YouTube by Nintendo's bots because they only wanted Mario levels made with Mario Maker on YouTube. You know, so it was like, I mean, they never would have allowed. I really got into Minecraft just by watching people, like especially British. I love watching British people play games because they sound much smarter than me. You know, and maybe I'm biased. I got a bias against that, but I enjoy it when the guy's got the British accent and he's like trying to figure out how to craft something. I feel smarter. You know, so I just Nintendo never would have let. I mean, they're not letting people stream their games now. When they really like, if they wanted to sell more Wii U's, they should just be like, look, all the games on the Wii U you can stream right now on YouTube for the next year. You know what I mean? Like, why don't you just do that? It would increase sales. Gotta be, man. Crusher says people playing Minecraft on YouTube got him to finally buy the game. I got in on the alpha, but only because I follow a lot of the indie dev forums, and so I discovered Notch in there. I was like, oh, what is this? Like they had just added cows. Like it was like the first time something was added in. I was like, oh my god, there's cows. This is amazing. So, but I don't know, dude. It's a little weird watching him go. We could have done that. I'm like, you. I love Miyamoto. I love Miyamoto, but it's a real like Star Fox Zero. You know what I mean? Like I just don't know, dude. They might be just too old. They might be getting to the point where because I feel like there's two Nintendos, right? There's the guys that made Splatoon, and the ones developing maybe the new Zelda. And then there's the Star Fox Zero, Wii Music. Well, that's an older game, but think of a game I can't say. Okay, look at even like Twilight Princess had fucking slowdown and shit like that. Or the Nintendo that comes up with friend codes and continues to ram them down people's fucking throats. So I don't know, man. You have any thoughts on this?
Uh, no. I mean, like you said, Sure, I'm sure they had concepts. I mean, they made games like Animal Crossing and things. You know, things probably came out of it. They probably just simplified it even more and more and more and more. Where it's like, oh yeah, you could build your whole world. Like now, we'll just let you, build a house. But the way they're very archaic and their whole embracing the internet. How long it took them to get online play, to develop a store. They're fucking backwards, system right now with you own a game on the Wii, well, you have to rebuy it on Wii U, and
How many
we
times
have
you
it
gotta
on,
buy one game, dude?
and it's on, and sure, okay, whatever, maybe there's some licensing issues or whatever, but now you have like there's a 3DS version and the Nintendo, and there's not even a discount on those. Like I have Super Punch Out on both, and I had to buy it at full price. I didn't even get, at least with Wii to Wii U, there was a discount. Like you made this Nintendo account, you connected all my shit. You know what I own, so
They know your dark
uh,
secrets because you answered all those fucking me questions, right? Your
so
deepest, darkest
yeah, I
Westworld-like
mean,
info, you know?
yeah, like the Nintendo that makes Splatoon is not the Nintendo that runs the Wii U shop or the eShop or whatever the hell it's called.
Yeah, dude, it's weird, man. So like I'm obligated to buy any system they make because I made the mistake when I was a kid of getting the Genesis and then not having Super Mario World for 3 years, you know? Like I was like, ah. So I do buy their system for like one or two releases, you know? And it's fucking expensive and it drives me batshit crazy. I don't really care if they don't make a bunch of first person shooters, but the Nintendo that should have made Angry Birds, the Nintendo that should have made Minecraft, it's not just Minecraft. Think about all the fucking like simple fucking games that have come out. My mind's a little bit of a blank. I probably should have prepped better for that, but there's a ton of them, dude. There's a ton of fucking like even what was the Escher game on mobile where you can like flip the thing around and move the what's that game, dude? Where you got the little character and you can flip the levels around and move them, and it's kind of like little Escher drawings. I have it on
Box
my iPad.
Boy.
Hmm?
Oh,
No, not Box
you have
Boy.
it on
It's
your
on
iPad.
3DS.
Oh,
Yeah, it's on the
okay.
iPad. It's those guys that made the VR game. That.
Oh,
You see what I mean? I didn't prepare
never,
this.
yeah.
We're doing it live. Just leave me alone. So you guys, you should know what I'm talking about. There's a lot of things they should have done. You know what they should have done, Wesley? They should have produced more than 500,000 units of the Nintendo Classic worldwide.
Oh, good
How about
God.
that? You know, like Nintendo's strange, dude. Like they know 60 people are going to show up to a store and they'll give stores 6 copies even though the store pre-bought 60. You know what I mean? That's what Nintendo does. Maybe they don't have the capability to manufacture. Maybe they don't have a lot of the capabilities that companies like Samsung or something. But I'm telling you guys, like licensing aside, like right now I see them trying to make up the difference in money in licensing. That's why we're getting the theme parks now. That's why we're getting, the Amiibo toys or fucking what do you call it? The Nintendo Classic and stuff like that. But I don't know, man. Like they're a company I want to see survive because who's going to take care of Nintendo? Disney? I mean, if Disney got into gaming full time, it would be just if they fucking merged with Nintendo in some way, you know? Because I just don't. What Microsoft? They're fucking inept, like Gigantic just came out to open beta today, and it's only available on Xbox Live or Windows 10, not PC, Windows 10. And my home is a Windows 10 free home, period. So I can't play Gigantic because I'm not buying an Xbox One and I'm not putting in their stupid fucking operating system. I don't care how fucking more secure it is. I'll go off the internet before. That's how secure I'll get. You know, I'm not doing it, man. So
It should come to, not to get, but Gigantic should come to Windows 8 at some point.
hey, man. Until then, good luck. So, all right, Wesley. Let's let you do some talking. Recently you went to the PlayStation Experience. That was like what, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, 2 weeks.
How did you enjoy the show?
It wasn't that bad. It definitely started off on sour note. I got there the first day it was open, went to pick up my ticket, was told I had to get in line, turned my head, and the line was the most epic thing. It was worse than like standing in a Disneyland line for a brand new ride. In hindsight, it only ended up taking an hour and a half, but the first like 50 minutes, it was not moving. They were only letting like 100 people in at a time, and I think they finally figured out exactly how they should move the line. Because after about 50 minutes, it just started moving, but it was really frustrating. The only plus side to that was at a really big screen outside, so I was able to watch like the different panels that were going on.
Oh, so it wasn't the same
Wow.
promo video on a loop like at E3? Just
No, yeah, so I got this. I had missed the keynote by the time I got there, where they announced the Uncharted expansion and Last of Us 2. And then, I was just able to watch some of the panels with. I think the main panel I was watching was the one with the Uncharted cast. One of the what's her name? One of the characters is back, played by like Claudia Black, the chick from Uncharted 2 with black hair.
hmm
So, so yeah, but yeah, once I got in, it was it's a very small, definitely built for the fans. They were at the Anaheim Convention Center, which is a really big convention center, bigger than like San Diego Comic Con, but they're only using like a small section of it. They had one section designated to where the panels were. It was set up kind of like an arena, and eventually that was also the home to the Street Fighter V like Capcom Cup finals. And then your typical different booths, Sony booths, a bunch of indie devs, some VR, and yeah.
Did you get a
I didn't
photo with the
sweat.
giant parappa?
I did not.
Ah.
I'm not much for photos. I'm not much for actually playing demos either. I played the couple indie games. The guys who made Jotun are making a game. It's called I forget what it's called, but it kind of looks something like God man, we're doing this live. Heavy Metal. Like it looked like a Metroidvania with like the art of heavy metal, which was pretty neat. I think it's called like Severed or something like that. Anyways,
Sundered?
Thunder. There you go.
Sundered. Yeah. Look at that, man.
Yeah,
Look, we're doing it live, bro. Right here. I got the website up. I'm like, I'll find this fucking shit, guys.
that was pretty cool. But what I really liked about the experience was just going around and I talked to a bunch of devs. It was very easy to talk to people, play things. They had a really cool like natural scavenger hunt built into your badge. There was a PlayStation Experience app you download. When you buy your ticket, you sync it to your PlayStation account, and then your badge has a sensor in it. And as you go to each booth, they scan your badge and you unlock things. You unlock themes, avatars. Certain booths had free games that you unlocked just for visiting their booth. The more stuff you unlocked, you would earn achievements or trophies and get discounts on future purchases at the PlayStation Store, and it was pretty cool. One of the neatest things I've seen. It made you want to go to each booth.
Did you see the Marvel versus Capcom Infinite trailer?
I did.
What did you
I
think?
saw it when it got debuted. I stayed for the Capcom Cup that night. Um, I mean, I'm not a huge Marvel vs. Capcom fan. I love the older one, so I love the 2v2. When it went 3v3, things started getting a little chaotic for me. So this may bring it back to a speed that I'll be more comfortable with. I like that they're throwing in the Infinity Gems. That was a lot of fun in the old Marvel superheroes game, like getting faster speed and more power and different abilities. Um, it looks a little generic though, like the art.
Oh, the game looks like dog shit. I want to rant about this, man. I fucking hate the look of this game. Like, like when I say hate, I don't know. I think I'm being nice. Um, I hate this fucking this. This is everything about modern Marvel and modern Capcom I can't fucking stand. This soulless, generic, lifeless CG render fucking nonsense, you know? At least with Marvel vs. Capcom 3, they had that graphical style, which was a little dark, but at least they were trying to make it look like art. I fucking hate it, bro. Like, it's everything that's It shows that Marvel has a hand in how this stuff's supposed to look.
Oh, this game's like the main production is from Marvel. Like they're heading it this time around.
Yeah, and it fucking shows, dude. Like, see if I can grab something without any sound, right? Are they gonna go? Nah, it's can't. There's no way I can play anything without this thing fucking breaking. Because I love how like all the images on the PlayStation side are from the rendered fucking trailer. Fucking dog shit looking game, man. I hate it. Compared to say like Guilty Gear, like I'll show you guys what this is what it should look like. Guilty Gear X or images. You know, Marvel versus Capcom should look like you can still go 3D, but look at that. That's fucking gorgeous. You know?
Well, they have such fantastic art in their comics. Why not?
Well, they used to. All their comics look very realistic, no style. There's a couple of the older artists who do, but for the most part, it has this MCU concept art movie look. You know, there's nothing artistic about it. Like I wish the fucking Arc System Works, the guys who make Guilty Gear, I wish they could get the DC license and show them how this shit's supposed to be done. You know, like straight up. Straight up. I beat you.
Mm-hmm. You gotta get that away from NetherRealm Studios.
Yeah, I know the endless fucking Mortal Kombat games that they keep making. The Mortal Kombat versus DC. Where did I post this? I have to go down. Yeah, I was like right here. MVC, Infinite's art direction, more of this and less of King of Fighters. It looks like King of Fighters 15 or whatever, man. I can't say. Artistically, I hate it. You know. Oh, also they announced Akuma in Street Fighter V, and he looks just like Shonuff from Barry Gordy's Last Dragon. Like I post this. I actually made a couple memes, man. Look at me, learning the memes. But I was like, he looks like Shonuff, dude. And so then I found like Ryu goes yellow, just like Bruce Leroy does. And so I've had the Barry Gordy's Last Dragon theme song on a loop over here, right? My wife is sick of it. She hasn't even seen the movie. She's like, I never want to fucking see that movie, you know? Eric says in the chat room, hi, just got here. Yeah, the CG and new MVC looks flat in the game. It looks like they have a grayish filter over it too, which makes it look washed out. Yeah, well, Marvel's running the show on that, man. And it really shows. I'm
the
let
plus
down.
side to Marvel running it is we could get cooler characters, but we won't. We'll get whoever's in the movie. We'll get anybody from the MVC. I mean, I guess they did show one. What who is that? Who's the girl? Is that Miss Marvel?
Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Okay. So that
I want it to look like art. I want art direction. You know, like I want what's so hard about that, man? Like, why can't things look like drawings, man? Why, dude? Why? Okay, they could be 3D, but why can't they have an artistic quality to it? You know, like what is with this? No shadows, everything's and so then they throw more bloom and explosions. It looks like how this room is lit up, just with sparklies everywhere. Like, so it hasn't worked. They apply the same aesthetic to their mobile games, which don't work. You know, like nothing they make has hit the mark, but people are still playing these 2D Marvel versus Capcom games. My personal favorite is still the original Marvel superheroes with the Infinity Gems, and look, I would love these games to be 2D animated just like the old games. Fact of the matter is, there just aren't a lot of people around to do it. Like I remember Capcom having that conversation when they tried to relaunch with Street Fighter 4, and they're like, "Yeah, this is not a lot of people." Like you know. Even the Arc System Works eventually had to move to 3D, but at least they're making the 3D look 2D with the limited frames and the cool fucking sick ass cell shading and the lighting and the level design. They're the only ones that are doing it, man. And I just, I guess whatever. It's not for me. I can't look at fugly fucking games, dude. Wesley, like I just can't. There's so many beautiful games to look at. Why play this fugly game? I don't get it. Because it's new? What are they really going to do that's new? What are they going to do that's so different? The only difference they have is that it'll be online multiplayer and it'll come with new characters and new animations and new graphics. Well, if the graphics fucking suck, I don't give a shit about the animations. You know? Remember in Marvel v Capcom 3 when the entire game was littered with the Bada Boom font? Remember that? I was like, really, Capcom? You can't just pay for something? Like, you know, you got to, it's like all caps Bada Boom. They didn't even kern it right. It's like just some generic fucking graphic designer out of AI or whatever came over. It's like, oh, Bada Boom, it's comic booky. Like, you can't, you guys got some money. You can hire these guys to make you a font, you know, that is at least unique. There's nothing, there's just, I just feel like the next great fighting game is going to come probably from, you know, I mean, you could say Skullgirls in a way, but I don't know how competitive that game is. Are they playing it at tournaments like at Evo and shit?
No, I mean, and that studio's not even making.
Right.
They're making a Metroidvania game.
Oh yeah, the Metroidvania game. So I just feel like, you know, like what sucks is look, the lighting in Smash Bros has not always been the best, right? But the art direction is there. Mega Man looks fun. It doesn't look soulless in Smash Brothers on the Wii U. So I don't know, man. What was your favorite thing to come away from PlayStation Experience, Wesley? Since I complained enough.
Um, Probably the Parappa the Rapper and Crash Bandicoot remakes.
What did you think about the Crash Bandicoot?
I watched over the shoulder because there was a little line, but I just got up close. It looks cool. I was a late adopter to the PlayStation, so I never really played them that much, but they look good. They look nice and clean. They look more than just like a HD update. You know, they've actually added new textures. They're calling it 4K instead of 4K, which is cute. But it looked good. People are saying it seems to play the same and feel the same, so that's nice.
The outdoor lighting has this washed-out gray thing I can't figure out though, and my guess is because it doesn't use like this weird. This is a little. There's a lack of. I don't know. There's this weird gray undertone blue, gray greeny blue palette, but that's super nitpicky. It's very similar to Donkey Kong Country, you know, Returns. So I'm not gonna complain. You know.
It's just cool that it's getting done. Like they actually have brought it back.
Well, especially after,
And
and we could talk about this, especially after Uncharted, right? Like,
oh yeah,
yeah. So spoilers for Uncharted 4. In the first hour of the game, you get to play through the first level, you would say, Wesley, of Crash
Yes,
Bandicoot.
I just remember talking last time we were casting with Ashley. She was like right there, and I was like, "Did you get to that part where you sit on the couch?" Like, shut up!
Is
Like,
she
this is
actually
all I'm gonna
stopped?
say.
She saved the game right before you play. You find out you get to play this level, and we were like, "Oh fuck!" So you like the Parappa with the vector super clean?
Oh yeah, it looked great.
Yeah.
It doesn't look much unchanged. It just looks clean and HD widescreen support, and I mean, hopefully it's like $15. I'm not gonna drop a lot of money on that game. It's short. It's
They
you
should
know
have put it
it's
in VR. You know.
that'd be trippy.
Then you could have like the handles, and you could like do the moves. You know. Da, da, da.
Like I never understood how the freestyle worked, where if you just like hit extra buttons, like sometimes you get better scores, and then you can go in like freestyle mode and
Oh, I killed it like a million points like the last time I played it. Like I did so good on the final battle that I was just like, that's it. I'm never doing better than that. But
yeah. Hopefully we see on Jammer Lammy next, and
this was the first game I played at the first time I saw a video game at San Diego Comic Con, 1996. They had a demo of Final Fantasy VII there. The PlayStation booth was a little corner booth in the back with one pillar that had two screens on each side. One side had Parappa, the other side had the Final Fantasy VII demo. And it was the first year that that game was there and Turok was there. And me and my friends were like, they got games at Comic Con now. Like, I didn't know what the fuck Parappa was. First, I was like, that looks stupid, because I was way into Final Fantasy VII. And then I played it and was laughing my ass off. You know, the lyrics and the charm of the songs, and I came away going, man, I got to get a PlayStation now. Shit. You know, like not just for like Final Fantasy. Because I was hoping Final Fantasy 7 would suck initially. I was like, well, load times, Nintendo rules, and then I played it, and I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna have to spend 300. It's $300 when it came, and when I got it, it was 300. I had to put that on the credit card. 20% interest. So
Still paying for it.
no, I'm debt free now. It took 17 years to get the student loans and everything else cleared out, but now we're okay. Yeah, man. For me, the biggest plus at the PlayStation experience was just the announcement of actual story-based DLC for Uncharted. I'm unfamiliar with the characters because I never finished 2 and I didn't get to play 3 because of the way my life was working out at the time. I have 3. It's on my PlayStation 3, and then now I don't want to load it up anymore because it makes noises. So my fatty's very loud, folks. I got the big fatty 60 gig PlayStation 3, and it's just you turn that on and it sounds like the Millennium Falcon fucking taking off. So, all right. Anything else you want to mention about the PlayStation experience, Wesley?
I hope it's local to me again next year. I mean, that was really cool with, like I said, with that badge, like being able to have it scanned, see on the app that you visited this booth, and you get a little gift for going to each booth. So
Well,
it's pretty cool.
We're at the 42-minute mark. I want to wrap it up with a couple things. Wesley, you've been playing Hyper Light Drifter.
Yeah, before my life changed for the
Wesley
better.
recently became a father, everybody, so that's why he's been busy.
Been a
Congratulations.
daddy for a week now. It's crazy how fast it went by. But yeah, I went through Hyper Light Drifter over the course of a weekend. It was a great little indie retro style action game. I think it was built in Game Maker, which is crazy. It's somewhere along the lines of like a Legend of Zelda meets like a shoot 'em up, and it's not. People said it was hard. I didn't find it like that crazy hard, but the checkpoints are very forgiving, regardless. But yeah, it was a cool little game. It's hard to explain. It's just very retro with like a synthetic kind of soundtrack. That kind of like Fez or along the lines of that, like visually. And
Bit tunes, kind of chip tunes, I think they call it, like chip tunes.
Yeah, like chip tunes, yeah. I don't know, just this very like weird world that you're exploring and trying to save. You keep having these like flashbacks, and you just of like giants, and you just don't know what's going on. And it's just 4 basically different areas you'll discover, like a water area, snow, desert, and then you always see like the remains of like some giant creature somewhere, like be it a hand or a head or like the carcass, and it's just intriguing. But the combat is very like hack and slash, and then you have a gun, enemies will shoot out bullets, bosses will get kind of crazy pattern where you have to like dash around, and it was a fun little detour game. It wasn't too long, like I think like 8-10 hours, but definitely worth checking out. PS4 and PC. So, I don't know.
You sound enthusiastic about it, Wes. Your enthusiasm knows no bounds.
No. That's the recent fatherhood kicking right now. I'm on low sleep. Awesome game. Definitely worth playing. One of the best experiences I've had this year gaming. Just harkens back to older gaming, but it's freshened up with enough, unique gameplay mechanics that it feels more modern than it looks.
Sweet. Yeah, I know like Retro Magazine, when I did the first cover, they were trying to put that on the cover initially. It was a Kickstarter game, right? And they were like, Hyper Light Drifter, man, it's going to be amazing. And then I guess I fell through for whatever reason. And like, now we'll do Mighty Number 9, and we know how that turned out. So, can never sell that print again, Wesley. So, I haven't had a chance to play it, but I am looking forward to it. I want to to piggyback off that conversation about difficulty. I want to cover two quick things before we wrap it up here. One is the Battle Chasers game, which was a Kickstarter game that I backed. We've been talking about this on the stream recently when I'm streaming, and some of my fellow streamers, hanging on the chat room, were like, I don't know what's going on with the game, so I'm gonna go take a look at their site, the Battle Chasers video game. So it's gonna be an RPG. It's gonna have the battles are turn-based, Final Fantasy style, side scroll, like not side scroll, but side view. There is an overworld, folks, right here. It's gonna be overworld, randomized dungeons, kind of like Diablo, but you go through these dungeons and then you get the battles as well. So I'm a little concerned about the difficulty. Like that's what I wanted to tell you about. Like I'm like I think they might end up making this game super fucking hard. But you can see here because it says it's gonna be a little roguelite-y, which scares me. I'm like I don't want my characters to lose. They're like you could lose your gear. I'm like fuck that. But I don't know yet. But the game does look fucking pretty amazing. It's everything. I mean this is some art direction. Let these guys make Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. From a lot of the Darksiders developers and stuff like that, but it's in there. Who knows how long the game's going to take, folks? Like, quite frankly, it's an RPG, so there's no freaking way this shit gets done fast, There's just so much content to put in to an RPG. Like, I just think we forget, as gamers, like, making the engine and the characters walking around, that's difficult enough. Filling it with content is a whole nother thing. And then making sure that content doesn't break and the game's unfucking playable. I mean, creatively speaking, Wesley, I'm trying to imagine something like harder. Like when you're animating a film, the animation could not be right for the scene and you just do it better. You could do everything right in a game and this thing still doesn't work. So it is looking pretty amazing though. And if you haven't had a chance to back it, you can still. I think they do slacker backer stuff. I will say for me, I like turn-based RPGs, man. I like to sit down and in the middle of battle, walk away from my TV, grab a soda, think about what I'm gonna do, come back, keep fighting. And Final Fantasy 15, although I hear it's an amazing world and it's really fun, to play. I just don't give a shit for the hold the button down, or even if it was just hack and slash, which it isn't. It's like you hold the button down and move in a direction. I didn't like the demo.
Yeah, that demo was garbage.
I don't like that gameplay, and people can delude themselves and tell me like, no, it's actually pretty good. No, it's not. That reminds me of Too Human. Remember that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, where you had to hold the button down and just move them in a direction. And I'm like, I'm not playing the game. It just, for some reason, Final Fantasy gets away with it, or Kingdom Hearts gets away with it, but Too Human didn't. So I don't know, man.
I will recommend for 15 that the Kingsglaive movie is not half bad.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
I imagine it's a fun universe, but without turn-based, I don't care. So lastly, I want to wrap this up with a little feature I want to call Indie Dev of the Week. So I follow a lot of devs, hashtag game dev, hashtag devblog, hashtag indie dev, on Instagram and Twitter and around the internet. And I thought I'd give a little shout off to a indie developer. This guy is Riv Hester. Let me go over here. This is Twitter. Here's him. And I want to point you to this little tech demo. It's a little tech thing he keeps posting. He calls it the drill game. It's not an actual game, but look at how fun this plays. It's this little character with the drill. And it's got this, you would dig through and it pops right out. She's got this little, it's kind of like the drill from Gurren Lagann. And you can use the drill to like unlock these things and go into the sand. Like, this is a fun little gameplay mechanic that, you could sort of follow him, like, trying to figure out what to do with it, But, he's got a bunch of them on here. Riv Hester. So this is cool. And he's got a bunch of different links on his to other people's stuff too, but I'm trying to show more of his actual. That's the only problem with like Twitter's, the retweets get in there too, so you can never just see what they just post. Like, look at this one. You can hit these little. This is dope. He goes in here, the sand, and boop, 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 hits those little vegetables and shit. I like the way the screen like stutters when he hits them. Like it rocks. It's fucking awesome. He said no benefit to actually doing this, but it felt right. And that's one of those key Nintendo philosophies. And Miyamoto talked for a long time when I was a kid. The gameplay, right? Designing a game based around a gameplay mechanic and whether the game feels right. And then you build a whole thing around it. Like Mario's jumping feels right compared to Little Big Planet, which, sorry folks, it's floaty. Woo, 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 I don't. But this feels so. This I could just look at it. I'm like, I feel the game. Like it was like playing Wave Race, without a rumble pack. There was no rumble pack when it came out, but I could still feel the waves. I could feel getting hit. So I didn't actually need the rumble pack to feel that stuff. Anyways, any thoughts on this, Wesley, or do you follow this guy at all on Twitter?
No, but I'm always for more indie experiences. They've been some of my most pleasurable gaming moments of the last few years. So yeah, keep them coming.
Yeah, and he's got a bunch of links to other people's stuff. You can see this. So that's it. Indie Dev of the Week, Riv Hester. Anything else you want to mention, Wesley?
No, I don't think so. Maybe.
Okay, I take it you're not going to see Rogue One because of the whole having a child and being a father thing.
Not that I love my daughter, but she was born the 20th, and yesterday we were supposed to go for my wife's company to a private screening at like 6 o'clock, in the afternoon or at night to go see it. So we would have got to see it like pretty much before anybody else in a private theater with a bunch of adults and no screaming kids. And yeah, so I'll get around to it. I may have to sneak off by myself. I'll probably go with my brother-in-law, but yeah, that movie is getting like Facebook reviews from friends. It's like 90% love it, but there is no in between. It's either the people I've seen, they're just like, this is garbage or this is amazing. So
I don't
Can't
know,
wait.
man. I've thankfully removed myself from a lot of the chatter. So.
After you've done watching the movie, though, read the New Yorker review.
I read that, and when anyone praises Attack of the Clones, you're getting trolled. It's a troll write-up, It's a juvenile troll write-up that's clearly mocking just to incite and to see how far it'll go. Like, I don't know why people don't see that. When the guy cites George Lucas's best work as Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith, they're
It's
purposefully
Shakespearean dialogue.
yeah, like, and people believe it. It's just proof that the internet just sometimes, folks, you gotta just take a step and go, really, right? I get it. All right, Wesley. Until next time, where can anyone find you anymore on the internet? You doing?
Hey, I'm on Twitter, NZXT Wesley.
He's pretty much here.
Yeah.
So.
And yeah, Instagram if you want to see just pictures of my kid, because that's what it's become now.
I'll be back soon. I think next time on the next gaming thing. Ashley's been playing Uncharted 4, Last Guardian. I'm getting ready to dig into Planet Coaster a little bit once I'm through with this GTA cover I'm working on. Can't wait. I'm gonna make a. Oh, I didn't tell you, Wesley. Here's my plan, right, for Planet Coaster. I want to make Dick Butt Gardens. Right. I want
Sounds
a
good.
Dick Butt theme park. And I can imagine all the coasters now. And I know it's totally juvenile, but that's what I want to do. I think we can do it. So, all right, Wesley. Say goodbye, Wesley.
Goodbye.
And it didn't turn on.
No music.
Well, at least it's consistent. Let's see if I can get this to turn on.
All right, I'm gonna bounce. You go enjoy the movie. I'm gonna go hug my child.
Later. What a night, folks. I'm out.